I never blamed God from day one.
Now I'm bedridden and I'm bound by my physical status.
I've known him for more than 8 years. I haven't seen him complain. He has one of the most beautiful smiles, genuine smiles, that you can ever see.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll continue exploring Manu's journey. Last time we discussed Manu's medical trip to Germany and how he restored his voice. So now we'll continue discussing what happened after Germany. So, hi Manu.
Hi, Basim.
Hi, Manu.
Hi, Mira.
So tell us, how did you come back to Egypt, and did you come directly home or did you go anywhere else?
The hospital in Germany had commanded us, that actually instructed us that for 6 months, because they did operations called the drafting operation, where they actually drafted skin from my body in order to stitch it on other skin, because I had some bed sores in my lower limbs. So they gave us like a period within 6 months. They might have complications in my body.
Every time they put Manu on the chair, I was crying. Just to look at him with his hands. He couldn't even hold his hands and his legs. And till now, I cannot see this. Till now. Till now, when he do the physiotherapy, I cry. Till now. So they were taking him and putting on the chair. And put him on a balloon and just kind of physiotherapy, big balloon, and I was looking to him. And he was accepting this. He was accepting all this kind of treatment. I wasn't accepting.
Another operation they did in my bladder, it's called the buttocks injection in the bladder. It says that it only lasts for 6 months and then it expires. But in my skin, nothing happened, or it didn't open, so God was in control, so nothing actually occurred for that. So we stayed at this hospital medical-wise because we were still unsure of my medical situation. And then I spent there for 3 months, and then I returned home in May 2005.
When we came back home, it was the 5th of May 2005. This was the first time I lived in a home. I am in a house. I could go have a shower, not have a shower on the sink. Having a shower, having something in a plate to eat on a table, not dining room, on a table. You know, something like semi-normal life, semi-normal, to have a little privacy that I lost it 1.5 years.
From May 2005 till December of 2005, I didn't do anything much. I did not have a voice program or anywhere. I didn't have any means to do anything or to communicate with anyone.
Okay.
So for a period of about 6 months or a little bit more, I actually used to do nothing but, to watch TV, the news, and see what's going on. Even my 21st birthday, which was the same month that I came in the 31st of May in 2005, I spent it on my wheelchair with my friends, and I could say that the first 6 months after I returned from the hospitals were uneventful.
So at that time, you were not really doing something? You were just staying at home?
Yes, I tried reading in the Bible, but it was very difficult because someone had to hold the Bible and flip page by page. So I tried getting like a book stand and put the Bible in it, but still it was the same problem. Every single time I have to call someone to flip the page.
Nothing personal?
Yeah, I didn't have any private life, any personal life, so I didn't like much that period.
Maybe he was bored a little bit, but he was, his friend was visiting him most of the time, and pastors, and he take the Holy Communion, and just this kind of life. But he was feeling a little bit relaxed from hospitals.
The first visit was when he came back from Germany. I didn't know anything about him. People began to tell me the whole story, especially the common friend. The good thing is that Manu himself had the good initiation, and he was very creative to break the ice between us. And this was very lovely and very astonishing for me to see something like this.
That was the first time when I actually spent a lot of time to think, specifically that I knew my status. I knew that this was a paralyzation, a cause of an accident, in the levels of C4 and C5, so I knew that I am paralyzed, a high quadriplegic from the neck down, and I knew my condition more or less. I knew that I couldn't move, I knew that I couldn't feel anything really from the neck down. Neither could I move from the neck down. So I didn't know that things are going to take this much time. You know, after you get out of the hospital, a couple of days, I'm back on my feet. Specifically that I lost a lot of weight, and I used to be, you know, a healthy, well-built person. So I actually was, you know, shocked, like where did all my weight go? So I fell under a period of depression, and I started questioning God. I mean, why? I didn't tell him, why did you leave me during the accident? Because I know that God is a good God, and God cannot be tempted by evil and everything. But I told him, why didn't you heal me yet? I mean, why are you waiting for? And then I remember one night in specific, I was crying to the Lord, and I said, Jesus, when you were walking to Golgotha, where you were actually crucified, and you couldn't carry the cross any longer, they brought someone else, Simon, to carry the cross on your behalf. When you couldn't carry it, well, I want you to carry my cross because I cannot carry it any longer.
I never blamed God from day one, but I was not happy. I was always saying, not why, but when you are coming to save us. We are looking for your rescue. We are just in living life of agony. It's real agony. We had problems every day till now. So it's tough life. It's very, very tough life for Manu and me. But blaming God is out of the question. He is not the cause. He is not testing us. He is not the cause of any harm, because he is the goodness itself. He is the good shepherd.
Nadia is a friend of mine, and is really a woman of God. As a mother of a special need boy, he's 17, my son, for me to get to know Nadia helped me a lot. Because sometimes you can go, you know, when you have a special need, they send you to psychiatric and special need doctors. But the real one-to-one, mother-to-mother, this is the real help. Because we share our experience, we share our worries, we share what, and especially as a believer, we share our spiritual experience. How God dealt with her, how God, when she was sometimes, lots of times down, how he came and she felt the hand of God in the details in Manu's life and in her life. She's a famous doctor, and she was like a director of a hospital, and she left all this just to sit with Manu. We see Manu like this when we come and see him dressed and ready for the camera. But behind this, there is lots and lots of details that nobody can understand except his mother. It's not easy with handicapped kids to deal daily with details that you can feel at the end bored. So sometimes when I got frustrated repeatedly doing the same things to my son, and I just remember Nadia.
I really learned a lot from Dr. Nadia. She have a mystery. She spread a lot of diamonds through what she doing. She invite the people just to come to the Manu's room. And I call Manu's room is not Manu's room, is Manu's atmosphere. When you come out from outside the home and come to the Manu's atmosphere, you start to be in the spirit. First time when I touch his hand, this I find it is a power of life.
A couple of days later, I had a special visit. Wake up. Mouse 7. Type Sierra. Before that special visit, my life was uneventful, as I was saying. So I wasn't doing anything, and I was questioning God. Even if I'm staying like this in bed, my life is not worthwhile. I'm not doing anything. There's nothing really happening in my life. So in that visit, a British doctor, he's a friend of ours and a friend of the family, he came to visit me. His specialty is in broken bones and spinal cord injuries and physiotherapy. So he tried to see if I can actually do any movement with my body and if I can actually control anything by force. When he found that I can't do anything at all, he asked me a question. He said, were you good at doing anything in specific, an activity before the accident? So I said, yes, I used to be very good with computers. So that was in November 2005. He said, okay, well, very good. Now I'm coming back in January 2006 in the feast time, and I'll bring you a special gift with me.
So you think that special visit was an answer to your prayer?
Yes, because only a couple of days earlier, I was questioning the Lord, and I came to know that every single time I had a question, the Lord would remain silent for just a couple of days, sometimes a couple of hours, and then I received the answer. So yeah, I very much believe that.
So did the answer come with the gift?
Yes, the answer came with the gift. What he did is he actually brought me a highly advanced voice recognition program where I can actually manipulate the computer with that voice recognition program. It acts as a mouse and a keyboard at the same time, and I can actually control any Windows program through that program, and I do everything with it. I type with it, I send emails, and as if no one will be able to suspect that behind the screen is someone who's paralyzed, because if we're chatting behind the computer, I'm typing just as you're typing, maybe faster.
The new voice program which Manus uses nowadays has made him connected daily with all people. I myself receive a lot of Facebook's notifications from Manu, having daily bread verses and a lot of spiritual stories and spiritual messages. This new technology has made Manu connected more with all people worldwide, not even locally.
I believe this voice-based recognition program have changed your life dramatically, and I believe it started a new stage. So can you tell us more about what did you use this program for, what things you have started from that point?
Sure, I would like to call it as an electronic life-changing program. So like my life transformed from the physical life to a purely electronic life. First of all, I started to train the program first. I had to train it for several months in order to exactly get my pitch tone. So when I speak, it transforms my speech to text, because I cannot type.
Okay.
So everything that I'm speaking now, it can write it exactly the way I speak it to the computer. I started to take the computer as my second life, or my only life for now. So I downloaded on it the Bible, the full version of the Bible, the Old and the New Testament. I started having, of course, all the Windows, the Microsoft Office programs. Like say, for example, I want to click on an icon. So the program actually dissects the screen into 9 squares, from 1 to 9.
Okay.
And if I want to go on an icon on the far left of the screen, so I specify which number for the mouse to go on it. So when I say mouse grid, the computer divides into 9 screens. And then I know I want, because now I've used the program for 5 years. So I know that that point is in section 4. So I could say the command directly, mouse 4, and the mouse goes directly to section 4, and then each square dissects to 9 little squares. And each 9 little square also dissects a 9 little square. Because sometimes things that I need to pinpoint the point exactly.
Okay.
So in order to get exactly in the point. And then I can switch programs by, as if when you go to the mouse, when you click icons on the system bar, on the system tray when you want to switch between windows. And then when I click where I want to type, then I use my voice to type and the mouse to select. Wake up. Click. Move down 9. Mouse 8. 482. Click. Mouse 6. 351. 4. Click. Move up 5. Go to beginning. Press page down.
He began to think about continuing the studies. I like that, but I didn't want him to do too much effort with his mind. But he was doing everything by himself. Talking to the AUC, the American University in Cairo, talking to his counselor in the American school, and he just find his way by himself. Nobody helped him. This is another Mano. This is not Mano before the accident. I was encouraging him. I loved that too much. I worried about his health. I cannot deny that. I was really proud of him, and I was telling this to everybody, and he was proud of himself because he could realize that he has a lot of skills that he didn't use before.
I try to see if I can actually do any program with the university online, because I was an engineer and I know that any science major cannot be done through the computer, because there is a laboratory and there is an assignment that you have to do with your hands. You have to go to the field and so on and so forth. So I said, well, I'm willing to do a business program or a psychology program. They told me that we don't have such a facility at the time being, and everything you have to go to on campus itself. Okay. And you have to write with a pen and a paper in an exam. So I inquired about that center. I was inquiring about the CACE. They told me this center only educates English and information technology. So, but, however, they have a gateway to other universities online where you can acquire a business or an information technology degree. And that is done purely online. So they are a gateway to this. So actually in 2006, I started a certificate in management. It's from the American Management Association. Okay. And that was an online program. I think I finished that in just 1 month. And then when I finished that certificate, I contacted the university that I actually got the certification from, and I told them that I wanted to be mailed to me in my inbox. And they told me that they don't usually do this, but I explained to her my case, and that would mean something a lot to me in Egypt. So they emailed it to me, as well as actually sending me that certificate in the mail, and I framed it and I put it on my wall.
He would always try to look at the positive side of something, or the brighter side of something, and even if something did get him down, eventually he would turn around and end up seeing, I think, the positive side of it, which was a great thing for him. So I mean, he was just an uplifting, very uplifting guy. I really enjoyed the time that I spent with him. So, Emmanuel, I look forward to watching you grow as a person, watching you grow as someone who will be an inspiration to other people, and I'm really, really happy that you're still in my life, and that I can be part of it in some small way. And I'm flattered that you take the time to keep in touch with the people you do back from the good old days of CAC.
So why did you want to continue your education? You knew your case, you knew you were paralyzed and you cannot do anything with your hands. So why did you want to continue education?
A very good question. I was actually faced with one of two options. Either to stay still, not to do anything at all, and wait for either me to die or to get healed, one of these two options, and do nothing about it, and no one can blame me, because my physical ability is nothing, so no one can say, no, at least your arm is working, you can do something with your arm. Nothing is working, so no one can actually tell me anything. The other thing, I wanted to prove that despite your paralysis and despite that the world can say that you have nothing at all, I can still do something with it. And I wanted to prove that there is actually something that I can do while I am bedridden. So that was a challenge that I've taken with myself, and I wanted to prove also for my parents that I can actually accomplish something. So this was like a challenge for me to take it.
Mm-hmm. And did you stop at that certificate, or did you continue your education?
Yes, I actually thought that there has to be more to do this, more to the program than just getting certificates. And I didn't like, I'm not gonna fill my wall with, posters or certificates. There gotta be something more than this. So I started a Google search to see if I can actually join a university, whether online or a distant university. I started for 2-3 weeks, I couldn't achieve anything, so I called back my high school, my counselor that was in high school. He got in contact with one of the universities in Phoenix, Arizona, called the University of Phoenix. It's an online university. Before he gets in touch with me, I try to access some distant learning universities. But I told them that I cannot hold the book with my hand. They told me that they would have to send me the books for me to take the exam and send it back. So I told them that's not a possibility. It had to be a purely online. And I couldn't find a purely online university from Egypt to be accessed. To make the long story short, he actually got in contact with one of the universities in Arizona, the University of Phoenix in Arizona, and that's an online university. It actually goes course by course. Whenever I finish a course, I move to the next. And it's purely online. We download our ebook, that's what I call it, an electronic book, as in PDF format. I read the textbook, and then we have a quiz every week, and then we write assignments and research papers, and we submit them to the university.
Was it individual kind of study or group study? Tell me about whether you were alone or...
We're each located randomly across the globe. So I'm studying from Egypt. I'm the only one from Egypt in my class. The majority of the students are from the States. Each one at a different state studying. Some people we have from Jamaica, some people from South Africa, Europe, Japan, and China. So in the classroom, it's all the assembly of students, and then we have to respond to each other. So what I meant by we is we as individual students. When I began, I sent my transcript from AUC, my previous university, to the University of Phoenix in Arizona, and I actually continued in the associate program. I chose a program called the Associate of Arts in Business, and I actually transferred in my credits, and I started the Associate of Arts in Business. I finished that degree in 2008. And then after I finished that degree, I took like 3 months off, and I still actually wanted to pursue another degree. So I'm studying with them currently the Bachelor of Science in Management.
Okay. So that's your second degree.
I'm currently in my second degree, yes. In the first degree, we actually used to log in, we do assignments. Sometimes we have a test by the instructor and sometimes not. And we would submit everything in the classroom. In the Bachelor, it's a little bit different. It's actually shorter, and it's much more quicker, much more condensed, much more comprehensive than the Associate. So because the Associate, as everyone knows, it's like a community college. If you graduate from the community college with 2 years, you get the Associate degree as a certificate. So that was the Associate degree, that certificate.
Yeah.
If you choose to continue in the university, you actually to get the Bachelor, you take another 2 years to get your Bachelor degree. So in the Bachelor degree, as I was saying, it's a 5-week course program. Each course is 5 weeks. And during the course, we have group assignments, where this time we have an interactive group. So that's the second week. So the first week is as a classroom that you have to respond to the other students. And then on the smaller scale, you have a group from 3 up to 6. individuals, sometimes per group, where you have to do an assignment. Each course, of course, is different, and you have, as a group, to compile a research and a presentation. For each course, you have to compile a research assignment and another separate presentation with a research assignment. So 2 assignments per week for group assignments.
So did your experience with the voice recognition program stop with education, or did you use it in other things?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the voice program was not just specific for my educational purpose. I used that for, that's the only means I have to interact with people. So in addition to interaction with people, I also actually got a job with a Christian satellite channel, where I work as their translator. They send me documents in Arabic. And because the program can only type in English, so I translate in English. I cannot type in Arabic. So they send me the documents, work documents, by email in Arabic, and I translate them in English, whether they're legal concerning the work, a newspaper document, you know, and whenever they have an interview with someone, as well as I use it social-wise on Facebook and other internet sites, like on my Facebook account and the groups.
So basically, how did your life differ from having this electronic program and before the accident?
Well, in my physical life, you know, I used to go anywhere I like. I mean, I used to travel. I remember as a young teenager, I traveled twice abroad. One to Lebanon in year 2000 and another one to England in year 2002. I traveled, in the meanwhile, of course, I mean, other younger ages than this, but that was with my family. But this is the times that I traveled alone in Lebanon and England. But now I'm, you know, bedridden, and I'm bound by my physical status. So my current physical status is to limit me not to go anywhere partially. But sometimes I take my wheelchair and I go with my friends to parks or to a shopping mall or a church or something. So I can still go out, but it's very limited. For a very limited time, and the frequency level is also limited. Like for example, I go out once or twice a month at most. Now I cannot move from my bed for more than a time of 6 hours. And I cannot sleep except on my bed, because that's an air mattress that I'm seated on. It's a special mattress. Even my wheelchair is on a special gel mattress on the wheelchair. So I cannot spend more than 6 hours away from the bed in order to avoid to get bed sores again on my body. I also attended several of my friends' weddings and their engagement parties. So I do go out, yeah, but it's not as frequent as it was before.
He is such a giving person. It's not easy to go through what he goes through every day. It's not easy. It's heartbreaking, actually. But the beauty and the beauty of Mano's character lies in his ability to think of his friends first. He inspires you by just going to a wedding, a friend's wedding, and being very happy for the friend, wherever the wedding may be. My sister recently got married, and Mano being such an important part to my entire family, we couldn't ever picture a wedding without Mano in it. And he was actually one of, you know, when they have bridesmaids, he was one of our bridesmen. And he had a little flower here that we saved just for him, and we surprised him with it. And I have to tell you, it was so touching that Mano traveled all the way to my sister's wedding, which must have been about at least 1.5 hours by car, to share this special day with us. That takes a lot of strength, to be out there and be happy for others and embrace your life fully. And that's just the person he is. He loves his friends dearly. He would do anything for them, and he knows, I think he knows, that he is the source of our strength.
Lord, if you choose not to heal me on my 21st birthday, I want to know you.
Before the accident, Mano had no real relationship with the Lord.
The Lord changed my heart.